And then came April of 1933, when they wanted to try out the system, you know, trial run, to see whether it works the way they want it to work. Trial run. While we, the scholars of Islam, were sleeping or eating halwa. So guess what they did? Up to 1933, you could go to any bank in the United States with $20 in paper, and you'll get your ounce of gold. It was redeemable. But in April of 1933, Uncle Sam declared that it is now illegal for anyone to keep gold. You could keep jewelry, no problem. On the 6th of April, you will find it in this book somewhere, you will find a declaration. I have printed it in the book. He made a declaration, a law, prohibiting anyone to keep gold as coins or as bullion. You had to sell your gold to Uncle Sam, that's the US government, at the exchange of $20 to 1 ounce of gold. If after a certain date you were found with any gold coins or gold bullion, we jailing you for 6 months, and we could also fine you $10,000. So everybody went very quick and they sell their gold to Uncle Sam. Of course, trusting Uncle Sam, because he print on the thing, "In God we trust." After Uncle Sam had exchanged all the gold for paper, then Uncle Sam removed the ban on gold. But before he removed the ban on gold, he changed the price of gold. Meaning, he changed the value of the paper. He now made it $35 to 1 ounce of gold. And he said, "You better buy back your gold quick before I change it again." And so the American people woke up to the horror that their own government had ripped them off by almost half of their wealth. Where were the learned scholars of Islam when this happened? Did they not understand that this was a trial run for what is to come in the future? Where were the muftis, issuing fatwa all the time? Did they not understand what was happening? Why were we not taught the subject when we were students? Why is it that there were no teachers teaching the subject to us? Nowhere. Not in Al-Azhar University, nowhere. May Allah have mercy on them who came before us. But we have a right today to ask, why were there no teachers? Why were there no scholars of Islam attempting to understand what was happening in the world of money? When we bought back our gold from Uncle Sam at $35 an ounce, we were robbed of almost half of our wealth. And so now you can understand what happens when the value of money falls. My loss is their gain. Malcolm would have understood it, but the rest of us can't understand it. My loss is your gain. There is an invisible transfer of wealth. Every time the value of that money falls, an invisible transfer of wealth from the innocent masses to a blood-sucking predatory elite. It is not that they simply want to get rich, to buy Mercedes-Benz, sports Mercedes-Benz, and have swimming pool in the backyard and all these things. No! That is not the purpose of their ripping us off. It is far worse than that. But in order to understand that, you have to come to Allah and His Messenger for them to explain to you that the purpose of the corruption of money, the replacement of sunnah money with this artificial money, which is constantly losing in value, the purpose for which it functions is to rip off mankind of their wealth, to reduce mankind to poverty, to reduce mankind to destitution, so that massa can rule without having to send the American Marines in. He rules you now through systems, not through armies anymore. He has another plan up his sleeve when he reduces us to poverty and destitution in a wealthy country like Trinidad, with boundless energy resources, with such a vibrant economy, with such a literate population, with such excellent infrastructure, because a small island, we have roads everywhere, you could travel. In a small economy like a small island like Trinidad, how do we explain? And these are the words of a government minister on television. I heard him with my own ears. That 70%, this is Danny Montano, 70% of the working force of this country earns less than $3,000 a month. Poverty level. How do we explain that a small elite in this country living it up, wealthy and growing richer, when in a powerful economy like this, so many people remain simply at the level of being able to meet their monthly expenses daily every month? That's all. Is this by accident or is this by design? This ain't bad, you know. At least you could still buy your doubles. But go to Indonesia now, as I've been to Indonesia. Go to Turkey. In Indonesia, the Indonesian rupiah collapsed about 4 or 5 years ago, overnight, to 20,000 rupiah to $1 US. And Indonesia lost more than half its wealth overnight. Where it gone? Ask Singapore now. Ask Hong Kong. And ask Manhattan. They wouldn't tell you. That way gone. The banking industry has sucked it up. But if Indonesia bad, listen to Turkey. Until the Turkish government just acted about 2 or 3 months ago. Do you know what was the value of a Turkish lira? 1.6 million Turkish liras equal $1 US. You want to buy a loaf of bread, you have to carry a wheelbarrow with money? I had a very enjoyable experience in Indonesia. My wife wanted to do some shopping. So I said, take $1 million. I gave her $1 million to go shop. $1 million in Indonesian money was about $100 US. When the people reach where Turkey reached, they call doubles. Trinidad still by the goat. What is the other basic function of this corruption of money? Number one is to rip us off, to reduce us to poverty and destitution, where we can no longer resist the slave master. You ain't going to march to no shagaramas anymore. You got to bow down and submit to massa. when you're in destitution. You're only concerned about your belly. But there's a second function for the corruption of money. And that is, the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, كَادَ الْفَقْرُ أَن يَكُونَ كُفْرًا. That poverty and destitution can lead a people to kufr. They know that that land out there is oppressing Muslims, waging war on Islam. They know it. But they say, breads is a matter of bread and butter. I want my US visa. Me ain't going to jeopardize my US visa for none of your Islam out there. So you stay away from me. I want to protect my US visa. So كَادَ الْفَقْرُ أَن يَكُونَ كُفْرًا. Poverty can lead a people to kufr, to betray Allah and His Messenger for a US visa. So you could go up to New York and buy 2 suitcases full, bring it back down and sell. This is the grand design of those who are in control of the world today and who have taken money, the Gog and Magog world order, and have corrupted it. It's not just haram. You can take it down now. It's not just haram. It is also riba. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, I still have another 2 minutes. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, if you meet a man coming to the market to sell his goods, and you buy his goods from him before he enters into the market, he come with a whole truckload of tupitambo. Sheikh Ali Mustafa, you know where tupitambo? Oh, you know where tupitambo, okay. Mazinga, show him what is tupitambo. The man come with a whole truckload of tupitambo. And you buy tupitambo from him for $2 a pound, wholesale. But when he went in the market, he found he could get $3 a pound, wholesale. The Prophet said, that's riba. You ripped him off. You ripped him off. It is an unjust transfer of wealth. Your gain was his loss. That man will never want to do business with you again. He wouldn't even want to shake hands with you again. Well, in the same way that rip-off was riba, this rip-off is also riba. Except that this is the biggest rip-off since Adam alayhi salam set foot on earth. What shall we do about it? When we come back, inshallah, this afternoon, we have one more lesson to teach before we turn to the question, what shall we do about it? How shall we respond to it? That lesson that we'll turn to when we come back this afternoon is money not just leaking and losing value, but money being lent on interest. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. We have until 1:45, and I don't want only questions. I want you to also comment, your comments. And I want to see audience interaction. We have sitting in this audience today, alhamdulillah, people with considerable experience in this field. Our brother Imtiaz is here, one of the pioneers in this country in this field. We're very happy to have him here. So we would like to see some interaction from the audience, talking to each other, in addition to questions to pose to me. Okay, shall we start? Anyone wants to make a comment? Yes?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله.
That's Fai's voice.
Yes.
jailing you for 6 months, and we could also fine you $10,000. So everybody went very quick and they sell their gold to Uncle Sam. Of course, trusting Uncle Sam, because he print on the thing, "In God we trust." After Uncle Sam had bought, exchanged all the gold for paper, then Uncle Sam removed the bank. You could go to any bank in the United States with $20 in paper, and you'll get your ounce of gold. It was redeemable. But in April of 1933, Uncle Sam declared that it is now illegal for anyone to keep gold. You could keep jewelry, no problem. On the 6th, and then came April of 1933, when they wanted to try out the system, trial run, to see whether it works the way they want it to work. Trial run. While we, the scholars of Islam, were sleeping or eating halwa. So guess what they did? Up to 1933, 6th of April, you will find it in this book somewhere, you will find a declaration. I have printed it in the book. He made a declaration, a law, prohibiting anyone to keep gold as coins or as bullion. You had to sell your gold to Uncle Sam, that's the US government, at the exchange of $20 to 1 ounce of gold. If after a certain date you were found with any gold coins or gold bullion, we ban on gold. But before he removed the ban on gold, he changed the price of gold. Meaning, he changed the value of the paper. He now made it $35 to 1 ounce of gold. And he said, you better buy back your gold quick before I change it again. And so the American people woke up to the